And welcome to Challenge Accepted, episode 13. I am your host, Bazile, joined in me in a slew of cast members. Most importantly, you, the listener. Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching. I am excited because we have a special guest today. Arawulf, how are you today, sir?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being on. Very much appreciated. As always, we're joined in studio by Shriggs, Rusty, and Mr. Tyremus. Of course, Shriggs has the hat on, is trying to fake a webcam freeze, like always, every week. And no one interrupted me for the intro this time. It's a first. It was like, wow.
I felt like Arawulf deserves some respect. So
Oh.
Professionalism and whatnot.
Professional.
Professionalism? What are you talking about?
I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, the topics.
Try to fake it.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Topics this week are going to be as follows. Marketing done right, of course. Jeremy Gaffney was spotted in a Reddit post on the Elder Scrolls Online Reddit, which was really, really fun to read. Very, very fun read. And we're going to be talking about the AMAs that have been happening over the past week. We're going to be talking about the Devs Unleashed stream and optimization, how to improve it, and what could it possibly do to hurt the chances of WildStar being a success. And we're going to be talking about levels 45 to 50, the very last stretch. I hate that. I hate leveling. The last 5 levels just suck. You're just like, come on. You're just like, I need to get there. It just doesn't work. But so that's going to be the topics. But let's start off. Tyremus, how are you doing, buddy?
I am awesome. I'm having a good day. I got a lot of work done.
Woo.
And now I'm here. I'm not at work anymore.
Nice. All right. Very good. Rusty, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent.
Can't
Shriggs,
complain.
how are you?
I'm doing excellent. This week has been fantastic.
All right. Shriggs, turn your mic up a little bit for us, please. You're a little bit quiet there. And Mr. Arawulf, or Airwolf, as you say to call you. I guess the 2 A's in your name, I think, are what messes everybody up.
Well, think Aragorn and think Beowulf.
Okay. So you're
and then
like
just smash the 2 words together.
So you're
Is
like
that what you did?
you're like a super sweaty sword wielding guy then.
Yes, the ultimate hero. That's
Okay.
what I'm going for.
Speaking of Aragorn, the only thing my mom didn't like about him was his hair. She's like, his hair's just always so messy. He needs to wash his hair. I'm like, Mom,
Oh,
I'm like, it's just.
I don't know. Where is this shampoo supply in Middle Earth?
Yeah, I was
don't
like, I'm not
understand
sure if they have
that. I don't remember
soap.
reading about that.
Anyway, that's all right. So, Arawulf, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. Long week so far.
Yes.
But I'm ready to talk some WildStar with you guys.
That's excellent. So are we. So let's jump right into the topics here. Marketing. This is probably the most marketed MMO to date, I want to say, next to probably either Rift or Star Wars: The Old Republic Online. World of Warcraft, kind of, but they didn't market their MMO during vanilla. Like, it wasn't like this massive, huge thing. But then again, to be fair, social media wasn't as big as it was in 2004. So I think social media definitely has kind of played a contributing role and factor to that. But it's really interesting
Question?
Yes, go ahead, Shriggs.
Do we know how much they've spent on marketing?
I don't think so, and I really don't care because the game's awesome, and
Yeah, but it looks like most of the routes they've taken have been pretty cheap. Like, all they've done really is being active in the community.
Okay. Arwolf, we're getting some requests to turn up
Oh,
your
yeah, no.
volume just a little bit.
Yeah, I just had to
All
move
right.
the mic a little
All
closer.
right,
We're
excellent.
good.
Sounds good. Chat, if you guys have any questions for the crew here, feel free to spew them out all over the chat there. Feel free to tweet us at ChallengeFailed as well with any questions, and I'll try to get those as soon as possible.
Yeah,
from
I'll watch
Twitter.
the Twitter.
I do appreciate that, Mr. Tyremus. Thank you very much. So, marketing has been a very interesting point of view from this perspective of this game. It's gone crazy from trash cans to taxis to just I don't think I've ever seen this in the last 4 years of a game's, I guess, lifespan in kind of hype train process. I mean, yeah, Blizzard, I think Blizzard and Valve are probably the 2 biggest companies that really kind of hype their games to no end. And Like Blizzard does because they're Blizzard. They have a ton of money, that kind of stuff. And Valve can do that because they're literally made of money. I mean, I'm pretty sure the toilet paper is probably made out of ones at the Valve office.
No,
But
it's made out of hats.
oh, okay, that works too. Hats made of money. There we go. All right, so, but
Hats are money.
hats are money.
They
That's
are.
true.
They
That's
are.
true. It's true. But I mean, if you look at everything, it's WildStar's literally everywhere on Twitch, YouTube. I mean, just it's ridiculous. I don't think I've ever seen something as crazy as that. Arawulf, what is your take on their marketing process?
Well, WildStar has done a couple things that have worked very well for them. First of all, they happen to have a very talented in-house group of a few guys
Right.
that have been able to put together impactful content.
Mhm.
You look at Chris Hannell, their cinematics director, and his team, and what they're able to do with the game engine itself
Yeah.
by making the dev speaks, by making the WildStar flicks. You take a look at somebody like Frost, who has the voice, the personality, that can make a dev speak that's made by literally 8 people and make it completely take somebody from being somebody who casually knows what WildStar is to somebody who decides, yes, this is the game for me.
Mhm.
Just with these 8 people. So as far as budget goes, I think Gaffney really touched on it in that ESO Reddit page where
Yes.
because ESO, this member of the ESO community was complaining that that WildStar seemed to be everywhere and ESO didn't, and he was accusing basically ESO of not spending enough on marketing. And Gaffney stepped in because he's like, "We're not spending more than ZeniMax, I promise you. We're a brand new IP. We've got a much lower budget,
Right.
but basically they have been very efficient with their marketing. And honestly, a year ago, I mean, we were going, where is the marketing? Nobody's heard of this game. And it really wasn't until the last few months when I think they really hit their stride. So for me, I think it isn't so much where they're trying to put it everywhere, although they are. I mean, when you're talking trash cans and taxis, I mean, that's a pretty big deal. But I think it's because they have to. Nobody knows what WildStar is. And, even at the booth, people were constantly coming up saying, what is WildStar? Is this an MMO? Is this on Xbox? They didn't know. So
Right.
as much of us in the MMO world that knows what WildStar is, there are still so many people that have no clue. So I think they really kind of had to make some noise.
They
And
did, yes.
as you watch the live stream, the Devs Unleashed, you're starting to hear things that I've never heard before. They're saying things that are very impactful, like, we think we're the best MMO out there. Prove us wrong, get in the game. That's something that those are impactful statements that get people talking. So they've definitely, I think they just found their stride more than anything. But
Yeah.
I do agree, though, that they have ramped it up.
No, I would definitely agree with that. Tyremus, anything to add to that?
Well, I don't know. Way to cover all the bases there. I think they managed to do some interesting things with the game as well. Like on a development perspective, they've very much made the whole thing object based and
Yes.
modular, and it's allowed them to add things and remove things at such a rapid pace that's not something you get with like World of Warcraft, because if it's interacting with the interface and interacting with certain aspects of the core game, they have to go in and crack open like larger aspects of the code and add it in and make sure and debug that whole like
Right.
connection process. Whereas this is you build a self-contained plug, you kind of throw it in and see if it breaks anything else, and then you go. And
Yeah.
it's a very fast-paced development process, and it's made them be able to keep up with the demand that the users are like, hey, I want this, or I want to do this. Can we do this? Is this something neat? And then in an interview a while ago, I'll have to find it, where they were talking to one of the guys there, and he was talking about how some of the features, like double jump, were just, they were, hey, this would be kind of cool if I want to do this. And one of the coders was just, they rolled it out on a weekend, and then they were like, hey, check this out, look what I can do, and then it ended up in the game, and that's part of how they built the game from the ground up.
Yeah. No, I would definitely agree with that. And who has that loud keyboard? You know that bugs me. Shrink smiles. He's like, it's not me, I
Not me, dude.
swear.
Hands
Yeah.
are up here.
Yeah. Hands better be up there, you weirdo. Now, That's actually a really good point. I mean, the Carbine's been able to just add things. I mean, God bless Mike Donatelli, but the guy can't keep his mouth shut to save his life. I love the guy to death. I want him to be on every live stream that they do from now on, just so he gets like just all this cool insider information where he gets a call on the live stream. From the PR guy, he's like, yeah, I'm definitely on stream right now. Yep, Mike and Ike. There we go. Those candies should definitely be named after him. He
Sounds like a total Basil character.
I know,
Hey, Baz,
right?
what's the last card in your hand? Swindle.
yeah, you did it to me once anyway. Way to bring in an inside joke that no one's gonna understand to the show, Shrix.
If anyone's ever played a card game, they'll know.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, dude, I got it. That wasn't that inside.
Okay, fine.
You were just being absent-minded.
I probably.
I'm holding ace. Ace.
Yeah,
fish.
that's totally me though, but that's okay. Anyway, so I mean, someone asked on the live stream, getting everything back here, is can we have like a speed boost in the housing plots? And Mike's like, hey guys, can we do that? And they're like, well, I don't know, maybe can we? And they were talking about it live on stream, and like, who does that? Who's like most companies would be like, well, we might be able to add that. I'm not entirely sure. They were just like, that's probably a possibility. Hey, could we do that? I mean,
this is what they
yes.
say. They go, it's something we're looking at, but it's there's no guarantees yet, but it's something we're looking at. That's usually the standard answer.
Hate that
right?
answer.
And,
So close.
And here's Carbine. All the people that are making the game are sitting there in the stream. They're like, yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea. And then it's in the game.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Didn't they, during the 6-hour live stream, didn't they, Jen had just updated something to do with the dungeons.
Yes.
While they were doing the live stream, she had updated, which is pretty impressive.
It was the costumes in PvP.
Costume PvP.
It was not allowed, and then right there, and she's like, "Yeah, I think I'm going to announce something right now."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Boom, and like the whole company's like, "Really?" Like,
Okay.
like okay. That's
Like,
why Gaffney's.
sure, why not?
That's why Gaffney's saying things like, "Well, I know about this much. I'm an executive," because how do you keep up with all that?
Yeah.
Well, during the Gaffney post, I mean, the other one that really stood out to me, and it stood out to Bogotter too, is when they were talking about the dungeon experience and how they were having a lot of people are saying, their friends were saying, oh, well, the game's kind of boring, I'm not really into it. And I mean, like, and the same thing that I felt, like, the first time I went into a dungeon, I was like, what is this? Because it's not, I mean, dungeons in this game are not dungeons in other games. Adventures are more like dungeons in the other game, but like even then not like it's just like all these things, and they were talking about, well, maybe you had a more dungeon like experience earlier in the game, or if you shifted stuff around. And another guy, and he's just like, that's just not in the budget, we couldn't make another one, we can't get that in right now. And one of the guys said, well, why don't you just like move the ship hand mission, the first one, lower?
Mhm.
And I'm like, and then he's like, that's a good idea, and then he runs off, and the Project League guy's like, that's a good idea. So they're trying to see if they can work that in. I mean, it may not happen, because it may be just like you need a certain kind of you need a certain amount of abilities to finish the level, or like it might not
Well, at
be
level
functionally
12,
possible. But they went
level-
in and they decided, yeah, like I think it's just at level 12 or 13 when you get another one, you get the adventure at 15, so it's like they're really close together.
Yeah, it's like I keep saying this, like in every video I do. Like I do a Wildstar Wednesday video because why not steal the title? It's an awesome title, and I keep going back to just how they interact with their community and how they are just so open and honest with us. I mean, to the point where they get themselves in trouble because they know that the community appreciates that. So in terms of marketing, kind of reeling everything back to the main topic that we were just talking about, is their marketing has literally been be open and honest with everybody, and the game just goes viral. I mean, like if more companies did that, gaming would just be so incredibly much better. I mean, we have like I always use Blizzard and ArenaNet as an example. So we have Blizzard, who's kind of open with their community, and ArenaNet, who's just like not open at all. I mean, yeah, I mean it's not good, but it's not bad. And then we have ESO, which was just like crickets and just not really interactive at all. And I mean, like you can kind of see like the level of how each individual company's games progressed based on that openness with their community. We have WildStar that's just like super awesome. Then we have Gary. I actually can't check your Skype message.
No. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Until later.
Okay. We have WildStar, who's very open and honest, and their game's doing very well, and people are enjoying it, and it's a very well done game. Like they actually have content at launch that hasn't been done since World of Warcraft. And then we have Blizzard, who has cornered the market on MMOs. They have the most successful MMO in history. It's still going, and that is just like everyone tries to strive to be Blizzard. And then we have ArenaNet, who is kind of like on the fence of the way that they handle their community and the way they're open with their community, and it doesn't really work out for them that well because half the time they don't listen, and that really comes to bite them in the butt all the time. Then we have ESO, who just is silent, and you can just see how well that's going. So we have 4 different MMOs out, and all 4 are doing different things based on how they market their game. And I think that's a huge deal when going into the term of hype, quote unquote. I hate that word. It's just, it's like meta. It's like, well, the meta is currently this. You got to do this, and like hype itself is literally a buzzword. It means nothing else. I mean, I don't even know what it means in the dictionary, but it's just a buzzword. So
To excite.
Thank you. So I mean, in terms of marketing, I think Carbine has done the best job in marketing in the MMO market since World of Warcraft, like vanilla. So that's 10 years. In 10 years, the hands down best marketing of any company so far. Well, and then if we look at it, why? Well, they're comprised of pretty much most of the vanilla crew from World of Warcraft, Astron's Call, all those extremely successful MMOs. So, Rusty, what are your thoughts about the marketing?
Well, I don't know. A lot's been said, but I would say, I mean, I was just back to your point there for a minute. I agree with you that the marketing has been top notch, and for doing something low budget using Twitter and just being open and honest with everyone has been really good. But I'm hesitant to say that it is the best since World of Warcraft's launch.
Yeah,
I know that I know I have no evidence to back that, but I just feel that there was something in there. You have that gem that I lose every now and again, which is classic me.
I was talking about something, but then I saw a squirrel and was like,
"Yeah,
that's really furry. What was I doing?"
Thing.
Yeah, that's okay. No, I mean, like, is as far as that goes, yeah, I would definitely agree. And someone pointed out on chat. Let me hang on. It was CalRel87. And I apologize if I can't read. I need glasses. I'm getting them next week. I can't see far away. So, Cal said, "Remember Rift's marketing? You're not in Azeroth anymore." And like, that was the worst possible idea. Like anyone could. Like their marketing team was like, "This is a great idea. You're not in Azeroth anymore. Yeah, let's totally go with that because that screams, hey, we're trying to be the next World of Warcraft. Guess what Carbine's trying to do? Not be the next World of Warcraft because they're making a completely different game. So marketing has just been amazing. Shriggs, I'm sorry I got to you last. A lot has been said, but what are some of your thoughts on how market?
I'll just expand on the Rift thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, pretty much. When we heard you're not in Azeroth anymore, everyone collectively said, "That game's gonna die."
Well, I mean,
And
it technically didn't die, but
didn't die,
it
but
went
it
free to
was-
play,
it probably could
and
have.
the game's drastically improved. But by the way, hi Tony Ray. I'm very, very honored to have you in chat right now. Thank you very much. Like their game did well. It's still doing well. It's a very, very fun game, but because their marketing was not the way it should have been, and not catered to their game rather than catered to trying to make the other game look like they kind of did it like a politician, like, well, this candidate's bad because this, without saying, well, you should vote for me because I'm awesome. Like people try and play the whole like politics game. It's like we're better than this game. It's like, no, give me reasons why your game's awesome. And Carbine's like, well, we're awesome. And Shriggs, go ahead, sure.
Here's the thing about WildStar, it is similar to Warcraft in its systems quest giver,
Mhm.
quest done, the dungeon, raid, battlegrounds, boom. But it's everything around that core that makes WildStar different, and
Right.
which allows Carbine to honestly say, we're not trying to be World of Warcraft.
Right. Well, I mean, and kind of going on that point, it's it allows them to say this is why our game is awesome. I mean, if you watch anything that they do, it's like this is why our game's awesome. We have super hard end game content. We have all this cool stuff. We have housing. We have war plots, which has never been done before in the history of MMOs. We have, I mean, for goodness sake, you can take a freaking boss from a dungeon and put it in a war plot. Like, hello, that's nuts. Like, my mind was blown. I was like, wait, I'm sorry, what? Okay, that my brain can't really concept that, but it's just,
Yeah, I agree with you.
it's
After I
awesome.
scraped-
It's just so
after I
cool.
scraped after I scraped the brain goop off the walls, put it back in my ears, I was just like, okay.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do? Like, I haven't really gone into the housing either. Like, I really want to get into that, but I wish I did, because it's one of the major aspects of the game I want to. And now apparently you can save your house.
Housing is way more addicting than it should be.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
it's
Hey,
terrible. I'm
what?
like, I'm gonna, like I'm level 47. I haven't hit max level because of housing, and I hate you guys for it.
And I need to get it right. I need to make an arena in my home.
I know, yeah, I
I
know.
need to have an arena.
Yeah. So, anyone else have anything to add? Tony, I will do that, actually. I will send you a PM in just a second here. Anyone else have anything to add on the... Baz looks like he's about to faint from excitement.
Well, no. One
I
thing,
am!
Baz, you totally undersold that hello. It should be like, hello!
Oh, okay. Hang on. Hello. Is that better? All right, cool. All right, so
Good enough.
thank you. All right, anyone else have anything to add about marketing? No? Silence from the crowd. All right, that means next topic.
silence from the crowd. Best? I don't know. Best exclamation mark.
All right, I was like, did I just close my show notes? Nope. All right, so the Devs Unleashed stream, which was just fan-flippantastic. It was 6 hours of literally just the devs being themselves. I mean, I think my most favorite part was Frost and Pappy with the lore, because poor Frost was like, "Please kill me, this is horrible," and I was like, "This is great," because Pappy was being the most like cynical,
He
sarcastic.
was loving it.
Oh, he was loving it. He was just like, Frost, do you want to hear about this? And Frost is like, sure, what the hell? Why not? You should tell me about it. and at one point he was like, this is torture, by the way. Oh, man, it was just
Here,
awesome.
I have an idea.
Yes.
Let's try to recreate that beautiful moment. Tyremus, tell me some about the lore.
hey now.
No,
Just
just
because
go on.
I like,
Work with me on
I
this
like
one.
the hard.
No.
lore.
This is purely a role thing. Tell me about the lore.
Tell me about the lore. Oh
Yeah.
man, when you put me on the spot.
Yeah, Sari does that to you?
I know, this is awful. Why is my pre-scripted? Papers. I don't know. What do you want to know about the lore? Like, let's see. Earlier today, I was setting the self-destruct on a cannon, which was pretty interesting. When you go,
Okay, so
when
Shrieks
you
just
go
stabbed
into
his eyes
there,
out.
and you're talking to the
right.
architects. I'm gonna stop because that's spoilers.
Oy vey. All right, so that was a horrible reenactment, guys. I appreciate that. All right, so the Devs Unleashed stream. I think that what we kind of came away with that was that they're not afraid to be themselves, and they're not afraid to just completely just act like a gamer, act like a nerd, and just have fun. Like a lot of devs are like super serious, straighten their tie, and just kind of stand up and go, "Our game's really cool. You should totally buy it. Let me show you this cool slideshow on PowerPoint that I made from 1997. Oh, the clicker isn't working. Hang on, just And like that's so stupid. Like it's like come on. Like
They are so themselves that
It-
they
it's-
can't even control them.
what,
I mean, Mike
Mike
Donatelli was in so
Donatelli, I
much
mean-
trouble.
you can't. Yeah.
My favorite part was when they were tossing out the t-shirts and stuff, and he stands up there. He's just like, okay, and then you win this one. And he's like, and there's sweat on it.
He's like, my sweat.
Sweat is on this. And then it's on her. And it's on all of this stuff. I promise I won't send it to you.
I hope he
But he's
did.
talking about it like it was a feature.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, Tony's awesome. I mean, like he was wow, brain. He was the community manager of Firefall, which was a game that didn't really go anywhere. Unfortunately, it had such great potential, but just a lot of unfortunate things happened. And he had the pleasure of getting hired at Carbine, and they could not have hired a better community manager. I mean, it was really, really sad to see Scooter go. And Scooter is just another amazing community manager. He was the community manager of Star Wars, and he did a fan-flippantastic job. And it was really sad to see him go. But, I mean, life happens, things happen, and he had to leave. But Tony has picked up where Scooter has left off and not dropped the ball. Like usually when a community manager switches positions or they switch community managers, usually the ball gets dropped really, really bad. And Tony was like, nope, I'm going to pick up right where you left off. I'm going to be completely engaging and open, and it was just like I'm actually shaking right now because of just the sheer amount of I guess care and passion that they have put into their game. I mean, it's incredible. As far as the stream goes and Devs Unleashed, what was your favorite moments and highlights?
I actually, right at the beginning, Jeremy Gaffney to me he was the guy, when I first heard him talk about WildStar. When I first heard the Gaffer talk, I felt like he was talking right to me.
Yeah.
He's a longtime MMO guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's been involved in creating them since basically they came out.
Yep.
And he's just a straight shooter. And in that beginning section, to me, really set the tone for the rest of the stream. Carbine's whole rule of, no BS. And I really felt like that's really what they were encompassing. So probably my favorite part was right at the beginning. My second favorite part, though, was when I was chasing around Donatelli and Frost out in Algarok. I happened to have a character on that server right about that level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I was a level 6, so I was way under leveled, but I didn't die. So, but I was out there chasing those guys around, killing mobs with Donatelli and Frost, and that was incredible.
That's amazing. That had to be. Now I have to ask: is Jeremy Gaffney any good at video games?
I've not seen him play.
Okay.
So it's a very good question. He can't be any worse than
Pappy. Poor guy. You know what we need?
Pappy, I love you, Pappy. I love you, Pappy. I don't mean that.
I'm Team Pappy.
We Granoks got to stick together.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's the best
Pappy,
thing.
I love you, buddy, but got to get better at video games.
Oh
Okay.
man. Okay, so in honor of Pappy, I think that someone needs to develop a mod that periodically or randomly just open up your chat window, and then it won't close until you hit enter. Just in honor of Mr. Chatmore. It's funny because I've done that so many times when I've gotten ganked or stuff in PvP. So people are like, "Oh, what a noob!" And I'm like, "That's an honest mistake when you're fighting. It happens all the time, which is part of the reason
you're not as good as me.
Well, it's part of the reason why I don't have my chat bound to enter anymore. It's the same reason that professional StarCraft players don't have their Windows key bound to Windows, because if it is and they misclick, it completely screws up their entire macro. So
I have a hard switch on my old school G15 Logitech keyboard, and if I flick it, the Windows key no longer works.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
Nice. Okay. Another question for you, Mr. Arawulf. What was your absolute favorite moment in the stream?
I would say, boy, as I was watching the stream, I gotta say probably, I hate to say it, but it was probably the entire section that Pappy was on. Mm-hmm. And the reason I say that is because I'm a lore nerd. I absolutely love that stuff, and to see him get his moment,
it was nice.
and just to watch him, and I know Frost really, they kind of play this off where Frost doesn't like lore, but honestly, it's such a gripping story, and well, hi Tony. Ooh, looky there.
Yeah.
Look what we have here in chat. Giveaways. Woo! All right, very good. So yeah. So there you go. Here's my favorite moment in this stream, apparently.
That's awesome. Oh no. Hang on. The Granick has to speak. Everyone, go ahead.
Hey, Tony. Brought them giveaways. Now stop.
That's
Challenge accepted.
that's amazing. That's awesome.
Oh man.
All right, so I'm going to message Tony the address real quick. So, Shriggs, your favorite moment in the live stream?
Look at me.
Why?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's right. You had your final stuff. That's right. You were like
Yeah.
you were like cramming for all that stuff. That's right. Okay, well, your homework for this week is to watch the VOD of it then. So.
You got it. I'll do it the week after next week. And then tell you to. I'll do it the week after that week too.
Yeah, you're such a
And
college kid. It's not even funny.
Never then actually.
Yeah. Okay.
There's
So.
one thing. There's one thing that does
Yes.
need to be included in future giveaways, though. Tony Sweat needs to be
Please.
Yeah,
a part of every giveaway. I think that's just it adds to the charm. You know?
I was talking
Tony,
about it.
get on those sit-ups.
I want a Tony Ray headband.
I want to Tony Ray.
Tony Ray headband.
It's a big
Tony
sweatband
Ray
that says
headband.
Tony Ray on it. That'd be amazing.
You can purchase the Tony Ray headband in the Challenge Accepted store.
Which we don't currently have at all.
Right.
So.
Price
We
goes
will
up.
have it.
Price goes up.
Right, Tyremus? We're gonna have that right.
Oh my gosh. I'm starting to gather bottles for sale. Hey, you want to know what, Tony? If you drink a beer bottle, sign it, and I will gladly display it on my shelf of beer bottles because I actually have one. I don't know why, but I like collecting beer bottles. Tyremus,
Freaking man.
Tyremus, what was your overall impressions of the stream? Go.
It was pretty awesome. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I was at work, so I was listening to most of it. I didn't get to watch it, and I got to listen. But I mean, I had to alt tab up for Tony Ray's giveaways because you know, I was hoping hard. but yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. I really liked the fact that they went through some of the basic stuff, and then they kind of came around and started talking about some like random things. But I mean, when it comes down to it, the best part about watching those things is the hilarity. And you guys have a good team, and you all sound like your friends. I mean, that makes a difference. You're having fun, and that makes everybody want to have fun. I actually talked about this in another episode about community and esports. You should go watch it.
That was
But after this one.
2 weeks ago, or was that last week's episode? No, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah,
Last week we talked about raids and all that other fun stuff. So.
Yeah, and I mean, it's you guys are just having a lot of fun, and that makes the difference in how people interact with you. And I mean, I talked about it. I would just give a little bit of recap from last time. It was it has to do with when you're building fame, you have to build it like somebody wants to be part of that fame.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're interacting between two people and you don't have that face to face and you don't have that chance to like bring them in on anything,
Yeah.
you have to be able to give them that ability to be part of that fame, and they're doing a really good job of letting the audience feel like they're part of the dev team. And that's the core aspect of what's making everybody get so excited that's been in on this so hard. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I love this game, and a lot of people say that like fanboys or people who are like super into stuff, they're like, oh yeah, they just ignore all of the bad things about the game and stuff like that. I would beg to differ. The Idea channel did an episode today. They do these things called here's an idea or whatever on YouTube, and he talked about fanboys and or like fandom and stuff. Like I think last time, but they do the questions this time, and he mentioned like how much more critical people who love things, and I mean a good example of that was the name reservation thing. But I mean they handled that with
just
excellence.
awesome.
Like, I mean, it sucked in some respects, but I mean, it sucks for them. I'm a programmer. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
On the front lines of things falling apart around you.
Yeah.
It's like holding sand, and you're like, I can't do it.
That's a great analogy. All right, so so getting back to the live stream here, Rusty, what were your favorite moments?
There was a bunch. I mean, watching Donatelli just just slip and just let the names of bosses out before anyone even had a chance to stop him.
That was amazing. It was like, please just continue, keep talking. Yes, Mike Donatelli.
Just have it as, he's going to be the hardest. And we're just like, why did you just do that? That was an awesome part. And as a fellow lorehound, getting to watch Chad Moore just go crazy and drive. I like watching Stephen Frost lose his mind.
Yeah,
it's fun.
It's fun.
If Chad's the one doing it, it's worth my time to watch. Just watching him just completely geek out and just get a chance to just, he designs all these lore segments for the game, and you experience those in game. So they don't usually, I'm assuming they don't usually come up later,
right?
Unless you're one of the lore hounds, let's say. So being able to just be able to talk about it live to everybody must be a really nice experience.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things where it was really refreshing to watch a live stream that was just a lot of fun. I mean, like I have played literally almost every MMO that's come out since inception of gaming. I mean, it started with Ultima Online and probably going to end with WildStar, because I think WildStar is probably going to be my last MMO that I play, because it's going to last for 40 years. But I think that we're going to see. I don't know. I think we're going to see the. I completely lost where I was going with this, so never mind. I was like, I had a point, and it just kind of left me.
You getting old and dying while playing WildStar.
Sure, that sounds great.
Morbidly horrible segment.
That sounds great. Trace, you're just a fantastic person. I'm glad you're my friend. You're such a jerk.
I'm a rainbow of sunshine.
Yes, you are, but you just make me cry. That's okay. Anyway, so the live stream itself was just fantastic, and let me look over my show notes here as I open up 9 different more tabs, because why not? The last boss being spoiled was really fun, because I honestly hope Mike didn't actually get in trouble for that. Because it was.
I thought that was hilarious.
It was
like, oh, so we're doing this now. You just spoiled it.
No.
You guys entirely see. I think I know exactly how it went down.
You put a microphone in front of Donatelli. Okay, you get that. That's what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You don't give the guy a microphone if you don't want stuff leaked. So I have, so many times, so many articles that I was able to post. I would watch an interview and I'd be like, did he just say, yes, he did. Article time, breaking news,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think, go ahead, Trix. Yes.
I think the aftermath of that is like, Torimus and Baz, you've seen llamas with hats, right?
Yes, I
They're
have.
probably exactly like this. Mike! What is the problem, Frost? Did you just reveal the last boss of the game? I did not. I was just informing our public of this cheerful new MMO that you played. You keep revealing our secrets, Mike!
That's amazing. That's actually a very, very good impression of that show.
It's pretty good.
That was good. It was very good. All right, so more kind of interesting info about the live streaming. They announced that patch 1.0 is going to be a new zone. And that's going to be Blighthaven, and Vanity Pets are going to be post-launch, which I am so excited about, because if I get to be able to have a mini Rousdower and call him Phil, I'm going to be really excited. And he has to have a top hat and a monocle, because that needs to be a thing. I mean, just saying. It's just... Also, a Rousdower mount, that needs to happen too.
I don't know. I think a Rousdower should be something that you strap to the side of a mount, like with some duct tape or something. Like it's like you just get like a Rousdower
mount customization.
I should have a Rousdower hat,
and it's just its legs dangle and its head bobs, and like you fly, you're like riding the Raptor mount, and it's got 2 Rousdowers strapped to the side for
They're
speed.
just bouncing off the side, going,
Yeah, that would be awesome.
No, even better. The Raptor mount has a Rousdower in front of it, dangling on a string to help it move faster.
Yes, there we go. That's even better.
I like his speed buff.
Yeah,
right?
Rousdower on a stick.
Who needs a carrot on the stick? Put the Rousdower on the stick.
Rousdower 30.
Oh, that's amazing.
That animal is so abused.
Oh man, I'm sure at one point we're gonna end up having an evil Razdar boss.
Oh, that'd be amazing. It just like turns into like this giant robot or something. That'd be sweet. Yeah. So,
They had the
yeah, go ahead.
Let that be evidence.
one of the devs speaks. I think it was one of those. They had the Row Dowsers. The guy dies. Yeah, professional dies. The Row Dowsers are all hanging around. There's that big black one that comes up with the demon horns.
Yeah.
I can see that being a problem somewhere.
Who was that strange unannounced class? I know. Yeah, it was
That's
great.
Probably Abaddis, the final boss in the 40-man raid.
It's just it's this little sheep that's like just kills everybody. You know what? It would be like the rabbit from Monty Python. It's like, oh, it's just a rabbit, and it jumps in and attacks people, and yeah, you have to throw thy holy hand grenade and just explode it. That'd be amazing. Yeah. So, anyone else have anything to add from the Devs Unleashed live stream? I mean, there's been so much info afterwards that I don't want to spend too much time on it, because if you haven't seen it, go watch it yourself. It's on their Twitch and their YouTube channel. But Arlo, if you had something to say.
Well, Wildstar Report did an outstanding rundown of it. I don't have the link right here, but if you go to wildstarreport.com, they had an outstanding rundown. If you didn't get a chance to watch it, it's 6 hours. And even though, yes, I have rewatched the entire 6 hours since then, I don't expect most people to do that. The other thing that impressed me the most about, part of what impressed me, is how many viewers this thing held the entire time.
Almost 6,000 concurrent.
6,000. It got up to almost 10,000 at one point.
Yeah.
Think that there's that link up there for any of you that wants the rundown of it from Wildstar Report. Awesome site. But you just to have that kind of concurrence, even though, I mean, even like in between segments, it just didn't drop off. So
Yeah.
I think they've really hit on something very well. And with Tony's charisma, it really gels the whole process together.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree with that. I mean, it's I think again, having a good community manager or managers just makes the game just all that much more better, because the community feels involved. And you know,
quite often game companies just underestimate how important.
Oh, they do. I mean, you're just like an example, like.
And Tony's just like sitting in our stream, and he's just like, "Oh my god,
my ego is just so awesome." I mean, it's
we're gonna be saying this stuff. We're gonna be saying this stuff if you were here or not here. Tony.
Yeah,
so
yeah, dude. I
just
mean,
watch the old shows, and you'd be like, "Oh man, these guys are such fanboys."
You know, I mean, it's so true, and you know, we always come back to this. That community is very important. So, and the community is very important. But anyone else have anything to add about the developer live stream, the 6 hour one? Anyone else? All right, so we're gonna move on to our next topic here, and I want to talk about optimization a little bit, and how this has been drastically improved since open beta started. Even the patch last night, one of the Carbine devs tweeted about it. I don't remember the name. I'm trying to find it on my Twitter here. I think it was CRB Non tweeted about it. If I remember correctly, I apologize if I'm misrepresenting that, but he was like, apparently people are getting a lot better performance just from the hotfix last night. And, you know, usually it takes gaming companies and developers months to do that kind of stuff. Carbine's like, yeah, this is a problem. We're going to fix it. Here you go. I mean, I would really be curious of how many man hours they are working to make this game as well as they're doing, because we have never, ever seen this from a game development company, and it is ridiculous. So, I mean, Arawulf, in your experience so far, how has optimization been on your rig so far, and what are some tips that you found that you can give some of our viewers right now?
Well, I'm one of the folks that have not had issues. I'm running an Armor ES from Doghouse Systems.
Oh wow!
I'm fortunate to have a partnership with them on my site and my podcast. So I have quite a nice system. So I've had zero problem. I can stream, I can, make videos, all that good stuff. But I have another PC that my wife plays where there are some pretty significant frame dips. And it is something that is continually getting better. The game's certainly not there yet. And I think I appreciate the transparency that Carbine has given about the optimization. In fact, that's literally the first thing they hit. And when I talked about the Jeremy Gaffney section of the stream, really they hit right on it. I mean, Frost brought it up. And I think they needed to. because there are people that for the longest time they've been following WildStar and they see the stylized graphics and kind of the light, the easier, kind of a cartoony style. I think the original assumption was this is going to run on a lot of machines, and their goal is to get this game to run on a lot of machines. So there were people that downloaded the game that fully expected to be able to play this thing on ultra settings that discovered they couldn't even play it on low settings. So I think it was a shock to some people. So I do think that their priorities are absolutely correct. We've got to get this optimization right. And it seems as if every day they're pushing something through that improves it. So, fortunately, optimization is one of the last things you do. But here's my favorite part of what Gaffney said. He said, you know what, we're not promising perfection, but we do promise we'll get better. People got to remember that an MMO is a relationship. It's not a product you buy. I kind of work in I work in the industry. I work in the wireless industry, and we visit our customers every month in the mail. And so it's not about what they walk out of our location with. It's about how we treat them every month when we send them their bill. So for me, it's similar with a subscription MMO. It's not about just the box. It's about how we take care of the product and develop the product once you have the box in your hand, and do we create a service that adds value every month? Are we improving? Are we getting better? And WildStar does seem to have that goal. So I would not be shocked if at launch there were still some folks that maybe still have some issues, but I do expect that it'll continue to get better.
Yep.
I think like from what I've discovered from the new interface, there's just like a few things that they're still working on that like the chat, like the combat log and stuff like that needs to be optimized in some sense, because like if you turn that off,
you get like 20 extra FPS. You're like, wow.
Same with the little
Avatars.
Avatars for your character. You turn off your health or use a different health add-on, your thing goes up, and it's just a matter of the fact that they've rolled out that interface, and like, I wouldn't want to be on that dev team. No offense, guys, but I wouldn't want to be on the programming dev team rolling that out. How fast you guys did? Wow.
Yeah, that was really impressive.
Yeah, that was quick. Getting that out, they got it out, and I mean, it's beta. Beta is beta. Like, the whole point is to test it, and they're not going to see a lot of the performance differences if they're sitting in their office using SLI Titans. I mean, like, you gotta put it on a bunch of people's computers and be like, this person's been using this computer for 6 years, and that capacitors might be popped on that motherboard, and you got to find out what's gonna really change the performance for everyone, and then they're going to get the statistics, and then they'll start working on the areas that are bogging down the system.
Now, I just linked in chat some optimization tips. The biggest one that I saw improvement-wise was disabling the combat log. You can hit escape, go to add-ons, and just disable combat log. And then the best add-on to increase your FPS would be fast target frames. Over on Curse, which is also linked in the chat. It's weird because you disable that, my FPS went up by 15. I was like, what the crap? And I have a very good rig. I mean, it's not like it's a potato. But I mean, it's interesting to see how certain people that have computers that can run the Death Star are getting worse performance than people that have computers that can't really run, a mobile home. So, I mean, it looked like it's probably a horrible analogy, but whatever.
It was all over the place.
But I mean, it's just, it's really interesting to see from the programming side of it, how a game that has quote-unquote cartoony and childish graphics has, like, all these optimization problems because the graphics themselves are just awesome. Like, if you zoom into stuff on max settings, it's not going to be like blurry like textures. It's going to be super high res detailed stuff. Like, I put all my settings on max and zoomed into my character's mask. I was like, this is sweet. This is like the coolest thing ever. So go ahead.
I also linked the Hidden Arenas like rundown of all the performance stuff as well. They got a few more tips and tricks and stuff, and it's I mean, you can get yourself up there a little bit.
Turn down shadows or turn off shadows. I've never played with shadows because there's no point to playing with shadows, in my opinion. I mean, it's an MMO. I want to kill stuff. I don't want it to look pretty. But the graphic settings have been scaled, which is really nice. And I guess there's also a render target scaling option that you can do, which is really interesting to set it to 0.5 instead of 0.1 or 1.0, which would like completely make the game look a little weird, I think. But you know, if you don't have a system that can run it yet, I would definitely suggest just playing everything on low, because even on low settings, the game still looks pretty good. I mean, it's not like ESO where you put the settings on low and you're like, whoa, I'm playing a game from 1994. This is awesome. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's the advantage of having a cartoony, childish graphic style. I mean, it's like World of Warcraft, where they use a lot of texture mapping, but they don't, because a lot of their stuff is like super high res and detailed. So, I think they've given they've given enough customization in the users to actually, allow them to customize everything down to like the finest detail, and they allow people to use the console, which I was like, thank you, because a lot of MMOs don't let you do that. Like ArenaNet doesn't allow people to use their in-game console, which would just drastically improve performance if you could change the amount of pixels on the screens and the amount of butterflies and that. But they don't. Like, it's either really low and you doesn't really look very good, or like really high and like you get 4 FPS. So like the console really is that key kind of differential in MMOs when it comes to performance, because you're allowed to mess with the pixel duration and stuff. Like World of Warcraft had that too. I remember putting on spell detail 5000 and putting down Blizzard, and it just like be a massive cone of like awesome blue, and then it crashes your computer because it's like, I can't process this. What are you doing? Like, I tried doing that in a raid once, and my computer just like froze and would not turn on for like 5 minutes. I was like, did I break my computer? Oh no! But it was all fine. So, I mean, they've done a really good job at slowly improving optimization as things progress. It's not like it's been 4 months and there hasn't been any optimization whatsoever, which would be extremely frustrating, and I don't think the game would do as well if optimization wasn't one of their things that they've been improving in open beta, because that's so important. That's really one of the number one things besides bugs to fix in open beta is optimization, because if you get someone that just has, a Walmart computer, you want them to be able to play it and experience the awesome game. So if you don't count those, if you count those people out, then let's be honest, that's going to be probably 70% of the people playing the game is people with, smaller end rigs, because that's just the way the world works. Like, the computer gaming is expensive. I mean, to have a top-end computer, you got to spend at least $1,000, and no one really has that kind of cash right now with the way the economy is going, at least in America. I mean, over in Canada, you guys are awesome and whatnot. So,
dude, our economy's the same as yours. Like, yeah, same deal.
All right, so the world just sucks then. Just
one leg at a time.
What?
Yeah.
What, Triggs? What?
What is it? Does your company put its pants on one leg at a time, like every other economy?
Yeah, well, but I mean, it's really refreshing to see them just can't, like, because I was honestly worried. I was like, is this game gonna get optimized to launch? But they're like, hey, surprise optimization, and I'm like, holy crap, it's awesome. So I think the best advice I can give everybody is, you need an Intel processor. I mean, AMD is cheaper, but even an i5 is going to run the game a hell of a lot better than my 3rd-gen AMD quad-core, which is really kind of depressing, because I was like, it's a good processor, and it's like, nope, it can't run crap. And I'm like, no! So
I was so happy when I found out my older chip that runs better than your AMD.
Yeah.
Was my favorite moment.
Yeah.
I know, right? You're running an old socket 775, and you're just like, Bass like, that don't work for anything. And I'm like, dude, that's a really good processor. I'm not surprised you're still running that, because I have one in my living room computer. Oh, man, I'm running a beast. If anybody wants to know, I'm running an i7 477K on one of the new MSI boards.
Oh, my.
And I got a solid state in there and stuff, and I get 90 frames a second in this game. So I'm not really in this conversation.
Screw you, Diarymas.
I'm really enjoying the performance of this. My partner and I also do a lot of playing together, and we don't see any kind of difference in slowing down when both of us are playing at the same time. Yeah, she's using my old computer, which is
sucker.
Which is what Fuzz is talking about, like almost the same processor as he wants to get, the i5 46 something or other.
Yeah. So
yeah.
if Tony can grab Mike Donatelli and bring him into the chat, and maybe he can confirm another open beta weekend before launch for us, that would be awesome.
Right?
I think I don't want to
Also, will
sound
the
like I'm
third
lying,
raid be in
but
space?
But
What?
I think that they said that after open beta closes, there'll be a massive update, and then they'll need to test that update
Yeah.
before we go into pre-release.
you know, and that's a funny thing, because like so just keep this on mind. I've been trying to go camping for weeks, and I finally got, like, the other weekend I got to go, but I had to be like, beta, we're camping. Beta, we're camping. This is really hard. So I'm going, we have a cabin, and we went up there last weekend to set up the stuff, and then we went we were thinking, oh well, this is the long weekend this weekend. Yeah, us in Canada up here, we have the long weekend this weekend,
Right.
by the way. So beta should extend one more day to Monday, just so you know.
Okay. Wink. Wink. Yeah.
But we got we were thinking, oh, we'll go to the cabin on the weekend, and then we're like, but if they don't have another beta, and I really wanna finish theory crafting my medic, since he's at get him to level 50.
Right.
And I'm like, I'll do it next weekend when there won't be a beta, but I'm expecting it. I'm expecting to go to the cabin.
Yeah, well, that's okay. All right, so I think we've covered optimization pretty well then. So let's go on to the last topic that we have here, is going to be the end, and well, that
The end?
the end.
We're over.
Bye, everybody.
Go
We're
down.
Yeah, bye. And so this is going to cover level 45 to 50. And I think the only level 50 here is going to be Arawulf, I believe. And, well, your fiance isn't actually on the show, so she can't tell us her experiences. But
Yeah, that's true. She's
yeah.
not here right now.
So
but,
Arawulf, level 45 to 50. What, without spoiling like major lore points and whatnot, what was your experience? And what do you think needs to be improved before the game launches? Big questions.
Yeah, Grimvault is my favorite zone so far.
Yeah.
So,
Agreed.
for example, there are probably more dangerous things in that zone if you're soloing
Oh my gosh, yes.
than any other zone. And what I mean is an entire section that you can't do by yourself.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And it doesn't mean you can't progress. Like you can do quests that you can progress solo. In fact, I've had to do a lot solo because most people can't get to 50. Most people have had a cap. So, but once I got in, and I won't do any spoilers. I was tweeting out a couple of pictures, and that's all I would do. But I'll just say this: there were moments where the story just came together, and I literally fist pumped right
Nice.
in my
That's
chair.
excellent.
So when they talk about rewarding players for staying dedicated and leveling up, they're not kidding. It's not just something they're saying for marketing purposes. Legit, that is complete content. That is ready to roll.
Yeah.
The only thing that's missing is the series of story quests that we found out were not in the game yet. There's a whole series of these Drusera instances that are not in. So even though, yeah, I'm level 50, and yes, I've done as much content as I can do quest-wise all the way through Grimvault, there's a whole chunk that I have not seen.
Right.
Yeah, I'm right. Like, I'm halfway through level 48 now,
Yes.
so I'm really close to the end. And I mean, same thing. Like, I don't in any way feel like I'm the end. One of the major things I noticed in the last few zones, and this really started to happen when you get into Malgrave, is there are way too many quests.
Yes.
I know that's a worst way to put it, because I mean, I want this many, but there are way too many quests to do. I could have just hung out in Malgrave and not even made it to like Grimvault.
Yeah.
And I'm hitting the upper parts of Grimvault now, and it's the same thing. Like I'm kind of cutting a path through it, but I'm not even exploring the whole zone because I'm clearing my levels quickly, or well, not quickly. I mean quickly, but I'm getting through it. And when one thing that I really like about that is because that means that those zones are still going to be fun at 50. I'm going to go back and do all those quests, and I'm going to have a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah.
And that gives me something to do to collect Elder Gems. And yeah, I'm stoked about the story.
Well, Hell Rolls Bowl. the big public event. I don't know if you had a chance to do that in Malgrave, the Hell Rolls Bowl.
No, I totally haven't yet. I haven't even
Yeah.
noticed.
Well, it's hard to get enough players there to do it, but
Yeah.
when you can get 20 players into that at least when I played it in the beta, you could earn Elder Gems doing that public event.
Oh wow!
So you're gonna
That's
see
big.
you're gonna see level 50 players wanting to be a part of that. The other thing I was gonna ask you, did you get a chance to do the ship hand in Malgrave, the gauntlet? Have you had a chance to do that yet?
That was amazing.
Oh yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Like at first I was like, so I can just stand here and nothing hits me? And then I was like, well, nothing's happening. So I was like, okay. And then I was like, what's this electric stuff do? Bam! And I was like, oh, I died. Okay, well, don't do that.
Wait, Baz, you tell the best no spoiler story. That was great. I
I
have
know.
no idea what just happened with your. That was great.
You're welcome.
Something about electricity and things hitting him
Yeah.
and
So now
space?
I will say, if you're a settler, drop your campfire right away. It'll help you in the beginning of the quest. Just without spoiling anything, that I was like, I'm gonna drop my settler campfire and cheat, and I did, and I was like, yeah, suck it. it was awesome. But I mean, yeah, Grimvault has been probably one of the most I think well designed leveling areas in the entire game. I'm at 47. I don't think I'm going to go the last 3 levels. I think I'm going to really explore PvP a lot more, and then save the last 3 levels for actual launch.
I gotta be honest, I really want to PvP with my medic, and the only way I'm gonna get to do it is if I get to level 50,
Yeah.
because nobody's PvPing.
Oh no! Do it. Now, what faction are you guys?
No, we're on Dominion for.
You're on Dominion, okay.
Yeah.
So if you're running around Daradun and you happen to see a level 50 Granok running around,
That's probably you.
flagged,
Hunt you down.
it may or may not be me. So just to let you know, that's one of my flaws, I guess. My human. We all have flawed. We're all flawed human beings. Mine is I absolutely love just seeing the reaction of people in Daradun who have no idea what this big red glowing thing is.
Yeah.
And they say, what happens if I poke it? I'm level 12. What could possibly happen? Clunk. And then I pop my innate and they fall over. It's just hilarious.
So
It's a beautiful thing.
Speaking of like some random like level 50 stuff kicking around, there's a level 50 in like PvE boss or something kicking around in what, Wild Run?
Yeah,
Or is it-
yeah. Metal
it's like
Mall
it's
Ultra or whatever. Yeah, it's a 20-man raid. Yeah.
I got to see.
I made the mistake of activating it, thinking, "Oh, this is like a quest, right?" And yeah, he was like, "Hi, you look tasty." Nom 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 nom. I was like, "Oh, you have like 5 billion health. This probably was a mistake." And I was like, "Stealth? Can I run away?" Nope, can't run away.
No.
Okay.
No, he's right through your stealth.
Yeah. It was pretty painful.
I accidentally bumped into Metal Maw in White Veil today while I was killing things.
White
And
Veil.
I didn't know what he was until I turned around and there he was. And I was like, oh, God.
What's at the top of this lift?
Yeah. Oh, cool lift. Oh, jeez.
Yep.
It was not fun.
No, it was not fun. Shriggs, I know you're like about level 38 right now so far.
Yes.
What's been your experience so far? Level 30 plus.
I'm loving it.
Okay.
I just want more zones to do stuff in.
Yeah. That is one thing I'm kind of curious. Is there going to be a lot more zones at launch, or are we going to see pretty much the same zones that we have been going through level 1 to 50?
Well, there are those 2 zones
Yeah, there
that
are
we
gonna
can't
be.
go into that
Right,
are in
that's
the
right.
beta.
I'm just
that
saying I would
with
like them to be open
shields.
right now.
Oh, okay.
Also,
You can't wait
do
2
ship
weeks.
missions give a lot of XP?
Which?
Ship hand
The
missions.
Ship
first
Yeah, a
time,
fair
the
amount,
first
a fair
time you
amount.
do them, the quest gives you pretty good XP. Running them multiple times is mediocre XP at best.
Yeah.
But what it is,
Oh no! Even on the first time, I felt like I didn't get much.
Oh, the quest itself, you actually get a pretty good. You're going to get a blue for finishing it.
Yeah.
You're going to get a pretty nice upgrade for the quest when you turn it in. The little captain that's usually sitting outside. The XP for that is actually normally pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's probably not enough to get you like half a level or anything, especially as you get higher. But it's not too bad. For me, the ship hand is more about. See, what happens is I discovered this. So let's say you do it solo and you can get through it okay. You do it with 3 people. If one of those people isn't paying attention, it's really hard. Because everything scales up, and we know how crazy scaled up content can be in WildStar. If anyone saw that Team Legacy video,
Yes,
with that
that
soldier
was
holdout.
amazing.
So I mean they do have that scaling technology down pretty well, but no, it's the XP for doing ship hands. I don't think is meant to be like, hey, let's go do this 10 times. Let's grind through the levels.
Yeah,
I think it's meant. Yeah.
Strictly.
Yeah, I think it was decent. I don't think it was earth-shattering, but it was okay.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. Here, honey, come here. I'll take him. My son won't go to sleep. Come here, buddy. Hi.
Aw.
Hi, buddy.
Yeah, I just did a ship hand today. I think it was,
I guess we
I
control
just
the show
checked.
now.
28% I got off of that at level 29. That put me up to 30. It was 28% I got on it.
Hey, you need to go to bed. You stinker.
Yeah.
You need to go to bed. Yes, you. You're not tired at all, are you?
The
That's
dad
okay.
life.
Yeah, dad
Well,
life.
now that he's gone, we can.
Oh my
turn up the range
gosh.
to X.
Okay, so
Put the
oh
turf
yeah, I
on
know,
the
isn't he? So the best part about my son is his name is Nicholas Patrick Cannon, and that stands for NPC.
Nice.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. Hi.
All right, so Shriggs, why don't we wrap up the show with the exclusive patch notes that we have been sent to by Carbine. Once again, every week we get these cool exclusive patch notes. So go ahead.
Okay. This week on the patch notes, thank you, Frost. Turns out they're going to bend over and accept it.
Okay.
Medics are just OP, and that's never, ever going to change. So, from now on, whenever a medic looks at you, you die. No fight, no struggle, you just die. We're done balancing medics. They're just going to be OP gods forever.
Okay.
Wait a second.
Yes?
Yes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hang on.
Warrior.
Hold on.
Warrior for the win.
Okay, warrior.
Yeah.
The
Boy.
spreadsheets say otherwise, warrior. Also,
Anyway.
if you happen to look at a medic, you will freeze and get a debuff called crap pants.
Okay.
And the
Yeah,
debuff will not
probably.
go away
Probably.
until the medic looks at you and you die.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
So medics are getting
Hardcore.
a
Yeah, just
substantial
stay away
buff.
from medics if you want to live and play.
Okay. All right. So
Stay away
Tyremus,
from
it looks like you're rolling the only good class at
Yes.
launch right now.
It's true. It's
All
true.
right.
Although I'm not rolling a medic at launch because I got a 51 now. I'm gonna do that as a secondary class. Although I know how to
exhausting,
play
right?
them really well. I want to try something new because like I'm probably gonna eventually have one for each class, but I wanna start somewhere else next.
Well, see, Tyremus, your problem is you're like, I'm gonna roll a spell slinger. No, I'm gonna roll a warrior. Nah, I'm gonna roll a esper. No, wait, I might roll an
I'm
engineer.
not gonna
well,
roll an Esper.
well, no,
I'm
wait,
not
hang
gonna
on.
roll an
I
Esper.
might roll a
That'll be
medic.
the last class I roll.
Yeah. No, you
No.
can't have my mic.
The other patch note is the devs have added a algorithm to the game so that it recognizes whenever someone's talking in chat and they say, "Oh my god, this whole being unable to reserve my name thing is total BS." The algorithm will take them from general chat and place them into a new chat along with people who say, "Ew, these dungeons are too hard, nerf them. Ew, leveling is so hard, it takes forever. The optimization isn't done yet." So they'll all be in that one area.
Okay.
Also, there's
I
a
like
button
that idea.
added to it so that you can go directly from WildStar to the Elder Scrolls Online, and the devs will give you a month on them. And then you can tell them how much you love having a functioning economy and a working guild hall and quests that aren't completely broken. They want to hear all about it.
Yes. Well, see, my son agrees with those patch notes wholeheartedly, sir. Very nice. Very nice.
Yes. Yes, you do.
All right, so we're going to end the show there with our wonderful patch notes there. Yes, Nicholas, you cannot have that mic because that is expensive. I know you want to eat everything. I know it's not fair. What? Do you want to put that back on? Huh? What? No. Yeah, I know. Yes, I know. All right, so Arawulf, thank you very much for being on the show, dude. I really, really much appreciate it, man. It's been a huge honor to have you on. And yes, it
Yeah,
has.
it's been my pleasure.
Yes, it
It's been my
has.
pleasure. It's been great to be here chatting with you guys. And look
Go
forward to
go
your,
ahead and
your show, man.
pimp all your stuff out for me real quick.
Yeah, so I'm on Twitter at Arawulf. I also own and run a WildStar fan site called wildstarfans.net, which you can follow on Twitter at wildstar_fans. And I host a podcast called the Planet Nexus Cast, and you'll find that over on my site as well. So, yeah, that's me. So, again, thanks for having me, guys. This has been a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, dude, it's really funny because I feel like I'm meeting like some sort of celebrity. I was like, "Hey, we get Arawulf on our show. This is so cool."
Right?
And and I also want to thank Tony and the rest of the Carbine developers for coming up on the chat and interacting. We really do appreciate it. This has been our most successful show ever, which is partly due to the awesomeness of Carbine and then Arawulf as well here. But we do appreciate both of and everyone kind of coming on and doing all that fun stuff. So big shout out to Carbine for making an awesome game and just being completely open and honest with everybody. Big shout out to my casting crew over at challengeaccepted.com. No E's in Accepted. And you guys are doing a great job with all the articles and all the fun stuff. Follow us on Twitter at Challenge Failed, Facebook /Challenge Accepted, no E's. Facebook actually still is not done yet because I've been lazy and haven't actually fixed it yet.
Yeah, I know, right?
Get on that. Yes, sir.
Sounds like me.
I think there's a couple buggy things on the website too. I'm working on that
Yeah.
as well. Feel free to just toss me a Twitter like, "Hey, fix this, you Gary," or
Fix it.
Skyrim is.
Fix
Do
it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it,
yeah,
fix it,
and,
fix it.
Yeah, fix it. If you see anything, just let me know. If you want to post anything on our website, like an article or anything like that, we totally will post it. Feel free to drop in and write stuff.
Get that out of your mouth. I can't eat that. All right, so we are also running a guild on a PvP Exile server, which the server list still isn't out yet, but hopefully, yes, it'll come out soon. Hopefully, it'll come out soon. You love that mic, don't you? And so if you guys want to join the guild, head on over to the forums, challengeaccepted.com, no E's and accepted, /forums.
I adjusted it so it's an email activation, so you can get in a little bit easier now.
Okay, cool. So hopefully the bot problem has been tamed, and we're not going to get any spams about certain extremity enlargers, because those are just fantastic. It's like, do you have problems? No, I don't. But thank you for being concerned. I really appreciate that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be the show. That's it. That's all. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you guys next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you. God bless everybody. Take care.
#butt sex.
Gosh dang it, Shrakes! Dang it! I didn't close the show off in time.
You're so close.
Oh, so close.
So close.
Goodbye, everybody.